A very happy Friday to everybody in the chat today. How is it going, everyone? How is it going? Trader NJ live with another episode of In It for the Techs NJ show. How's everybody doing? Are we live? Let's double check to see that we're live. We are in fact live. We are in fact live. All right, drop me some comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from on this happy Friday. Show some love to our special guest that we have today. We've got a very special guest today. You guys are going to love it. You know, I love bringing on guests for you guys so you guys can learn more, to help educate you guys more, to help give you guys more perspectives on the market, more perspectives on Bitcoin and the rest of the market. Today, we've got a very special guest, somebody who I respect a lot in the crypto space, somebody who works very hard. He's not an emotional trader whatsoever. He is somebody who trades both sides of the market. He works very hard on Twitter to deliver free analysis every day. Yeah. He's somebody who I think is going to really benefit the NJ community, really benefit the NJ show. And I think that you guys are really going to learn something today. All right. I look up to him, so I know for a fact that you guys will too. So before we introduce him into the show, let's get a quick shout out. Let's see who the lovely people who are joining here today are. So, AB, welcome to the show. Everything will dump. I'm sad that you feel that way, AB, but I hope you feel better towards the end of the show. We've got Eshia here who says, "Hi, Muro. Fantastic. We're getting comments for Muro already." We've got Vineet who says, "Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from Vienna." Fantastic. We've got Rolf here. Good to see you, Rolf. "Hey, guys. Regards from Amsterdam. Phil the Frying Frenchman. It wouldn't be a stream without you, my friend." Phil says, "Good morning. Good morning to you too, my brother." Francisco says, "Only legends on this channel. Looking forward to hear what Muro has to say." Me too, brother. Me too. I'm really looking forward to it. We've got Polat here who says, "Salam, bro." Salam to you. Elizabeth, my number one, who says, "Ready, fam. Show some love and like and subscribe. Help support the channel and brings you more content." We've got a name that I can't quite pronounce here, but thank you for joining the show. Appreciate your content. Let's let LFG bring Muro over here any moment now. He'll be joining in just a moment. Few more comments and we'll get him on. We've got Ukraine. This person who's commented here is joining from Ukraine. Big up to Ukraine. Big up to all the people in Ukraine. The NJ show stands with the people in Ukraine. Tarek says, "Let's go." And we've got TC here saying something that I don't quite understand, but I'm sure it's positive. Crypto Mac, thank you for joining the show. Lily, thank you for joining the show. Kaivan says, "Muro." Yes, Muro is here. "Hey from Switzerland," says Cedric. Marta says, "Hello." Crypto AM, thank you for joining. We've got a few Twitter people here joining the show. We've got too many comments coming in. Too many comments. One or two more. We've got Dark Trader. Thank you for joining the show. Adam. We've got Robert. We've got Aromatic. Thank you for joining the show. And Kalyan. All right, we're going to have to kick off the show. So right before we kick off the show, what I will say is, if you haven't already, please remember to subscribe to the channel. We are on our journey to 5K subscribers, and we need all of you guys and girls to make it happen. So please do go ahead. And one more thing I will say is a big shout out to Muro. Big love to Muro for joining the show. Really, really appreciate it. And without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce the main man for today, Crypto Muro. Muro, my brother, how are you doing today?
Thank you, NJ. I'm really fine. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. Good. It's really great to have you on the show. Wanted to start off by saying thank you for taking time out of your day to come on and speak to all of us here on the NJ show.
Thank you for the introduction, by the way. I really loved it, how you
Oh, no,
described
no
me.
worries.
And
No worries,
thanks,
no worries.
everyone. And thanks, everyone, for the nice comments. I'm reading that all here. Have a
Yeah,
good
they're
Friday.
all super excited to have you on the show, and me too. I'm looking to learn something today as well. So, you know what? I tell you what, I'm not sure how long we have you for, but I'm going to kick it off straight away. All right, straight away, I'm going to kick it off, and I'm going to start throwing questions at you immediately. We've even got Trader SC in the chat. Welcome, Trader SC. Thank you for joining
Whoa,
the
the
show.
man, the
Yep,
man
yep.
himself.
Yes, we do.
Hello,
The man
brother.
himself, Trader SC, Trader SC. Show some love to Trader SC in the chat as well. Show some love to Muro. Right, Muro, the first question I've got for you, brother. Is it the end for Bitcoin, or will we see another bull market?
Bro, that's a really good question. Honestly, people who know me know that I was always bullish on Bitcoin. since I'm in crypto, I have been always bullish on Bitcoin and crypto in general. But recently, I caught myself, after all these macroeconomical stuff, I caught myself thinking, might this be the start of a real crisis for crypto? Can we really get wrecked like for a whole decade, maybe? I caught myself questioning this because crypto has been in an uptrend since its existence, since like 10 years, because crypto never experienced a real crisis, right? It came after the financial crisis 2008. And since then, literally everything has been going up. Even the bear market 2018 was not really a bear market. It was just a sideways consolidation. You can describe it like that. After the 20K top, it went sideways. Of course, it was correction, but in general, it was an uptrend still on the macro chart, right? And for the first time, I thought, might this be the end? But then I thought a bit more and I checked few things on my type of looking at the markets, and I changed my mind. I don't think this is the end for Bitcoin. I think the opposite. I think Bitcoin might be one of the best performers in the next decade. Because if you look at, for example, if you look at gold, how gold performed in times of crisis, like in the oil crisis in the 70s, gold was the best performer. It did like 10x in a decade. And we are living in times of, of the internet. Digital currencies are becoming more and more popular, and it's not too crazy to think that Bitcoin might take a big share from gold and perform good over the next 10 years. That's my thoughts. Of course, we might go a bit more sideways for like a few years, but overall, I think we are really good.
I'll tell you what, Muro. I did an episode on market cycles, all right? For those of you in the chat
Yeah.
who are interested, it's in the educational playlist. I've put it there for all of you. Now, in this market cycle review, what I did was I looked at the last 10 years for Bitcoin and I noticed a pattern, right? We had a bull market where the price was going up. We had a bear market where the price was going down.
Yeah.
We had a sideways sort of accumulation period, which lasted for a year as well. So we had 1 year bull, 1 year bear, 1 year accumulation. And as soon as we broke out of accumulation, we had another year bull, bear, accumulation. And it's
Right.
been the same sort of prospect over the last 10 years,
Right.
And now we had the 2021 bull market where from November 2020, we started ramping up radically. November 2021 marked the top. So it was around roughly a year.
Yes.
And now we're approaching November 2022. Now, I'm not sure if the low will be in by then, but it makes me wonder if maybe we could get some sort of accumulation that comes across maybe across 2023. And then we have the Bitcoin halving in 2024, which could potentially serve as a catalyst for the next
Exactly.
cycle.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think that could be a plausible scenario? Do you think that's something that we could take seriously? Or do you think that with the current circumstances of the traditional markets, that Bitcoin might not get a chance to really pump the way it's pumped in the past?
No, definitely. I think you have really good points there. The halving is definitely a catalyst, has always been, and until proven otherwise, we are thinking like that. And that's why I'm always trying to, when I see accumulation patterns on Bitcoin, an accumulation pattern is always the same. You have a few lows at similar prices and a few highs, of course, at similar prices. You have like this pattern, right? You have
Mm-hmm,
one low,
mm-hmm.
then a high, a low, then a high. And what you assume is that somebody is accumulating Bitcoin at those lows. Or maybe it is redistribution, somebody is selling at the highs. But you never know that for sure until the price chooses one direction. If the price continues to go down, okay, this was redistribution, right? But you can't be sure about that until it's happened. So what you do is, if you are bullish personally, then you buy the lows, assuming the price will go higher. You anticipate that some big guys are accumulating here. And this is something that I see all the time. I thought that at 30K, but it was redistribution. And I see the same thing right now here. I can show you that on the chart when we later open up the charts.
Please, would you be all right to share your screen and show some
Sure.
of these lovely people? Guys, make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Muro has taken his time to come out here to speak about Bitcoin for you guys. Keep the comments coming in. I know you guys are attentively listening, but keep the comments coming in. Let Muro know that you appreciate him and that he's doing a madness for all of us. So please, Muro, let's have a look at what you're seeing here.
All right. Can you see the chart, bro?
Yep, it looks perfect to me.
Okay. So what we have here, brother, to make it really simple for everyone to understand, is we have like a few lows at similar prices. We have 1 here, 2 here, 3, and 4. Right? And when big guys do buy or sell, what they need is a lot of orders, because obviously they have a lot more size than we have, right? So what happens is when these guys buy, the price goes up because they consume all the orders, all the available sell orders in the market from the people who sell. Once they buy with their market order, the price goes up. Does that make sense to you, brother?
Yes, it does. It does.
What they need is orders, a lot of opposite orders. So they need sell orders if they want to buy. When they buy, the price goes up. Okay. So in most cases, they don't get their orders, their buys filled in one go. Okay. They need to buy a certain amount, but they cannot get them filled with one go because the price already goes up. And people think, wow, this might be a reversal. So people start to buy. Normal people start to buy. And then all these buy orders are being used by the big guys to take partially profit, to bring the price back down to their initial entry, where they can then add more because they again have sell orders from the opposite sides, because the normal people who bought here see, oh, price is going down, we need to stop, right? And some people even short here at the lows. Then the big guys have again enough sell orders to buy more. So they add to their initial first buy here. They repeat that same thing few times. They buy here, they buy here, they buy here. The normal people get wrecked because they buy higher. They buy here, they buy here when the price already goes up. This is what most people do. They wait for a bullish move. What they then do is they buy. Okay. So what I see here, brother, is that we have 1, 2, 3 lows at similar price. Then the price did rally quite a bit, and now came back to the same price where some big guys did buy in June. Okay. They bought here in June. And if this is the place that they decide to defend, then, and that is what we have seen last week when the price did rally here, and this is where I suggested to buy Bitcoin on Twitter, right? So they defended their initial level where they had bought. So the price went up. This is an accumulation pattern, obviously. The only thing that we don't know, brother, is, are they taking profit here? Are they maybe entering, are they planning to just take all the profit from these buys and then maybe even enter short positions somewhere here at the highs to make the price go down? That's the only thing.
I tell you what's very interesting. I've never heard somebody describe a support level in the way that you've just described support. I think this is for all the people listening to this here. I know that you guys do a lot of support and resistance, but Muro has fantastically described support to a T here. And if you was to take what he says and flip it, you'd get the exact same sort of description for resistance. So definitely rewind this part of the video. Definitely watch this part of the video again, because that was a perfect way to even describe sort of a range low. Please go ahead, Muro. Please go ahead.
Exactly. Everyone, make sure to subscribe to NJ's channel before we continue to speak about the chart. Make sure to subscribe NJ's channel, like this video, And yes, NJ, basically what I just explained is what I have been teaching on my YouTube like 2 or 3 years ago. Um, there is, stuff that you can teach beginners. And this is what CryptoCrat has done. Crat, his stuff that he
Yeah, fantastic work from
shared.
Crypto Cred.
It's definitely the best content out there for beginners. Absolutely, by far. And I suggest everyone who's watching here and who has no idea what analysis is, go and watch CryptoCrat's content. Take your time because that is the best content for beginners who don't know TA, right?
Mhm.
And when I started my YouTube like 2 or 3 years ago, I thought, okay, there's already content for beginners. Let me take this a step further and teach people why exactly the price does what it does on support and resistance or supply and demand zones, right? So explain to people what actually is happening behind the candles, the reasoning, so that they can understand. So that's what I did. And this is also what I just explained about this potentially accumulation pattern here that we have. And this is why I tried to buy these lows, brother. I bought here in June and I said the exact same thing. I said somebody bought here, some big guy, and he will most likely bring the price break back down. And that happened. We bought again here. And of course, I was not bullish at the highs. I told people to take profit at 25K. Okay, because I'm not a bull tart. I buy support, brother,
For
but
sure.
at resistance, I am realistic. I tell people don't buy here. Be careful. It might go higher, yes, but we don't know that. So make sure to secure profit.
Muro, let me ask you a question very quickly, if you don't mind me asking, right? You see, one thing that you oh, wrong screen there, bro. Yeah, so one thing that I wanted to ask you was you just mentioned something really important. You said you're not a bull tard, you don't get too excited at the highs, that's where you take profits. You know, one thing that everybody struggles with, I struggled with it in the past. I'm not sure if you ever had this in the past, but one thing that I struggle with is not anymore, but in the past anyway, is the
Yeah.
emotional challenge. You know, when price starts pushing upwards, you get to a stage where you start thinking to yourself, yeah, let me add more, let me buy more.
Yes.
Oh, maybe it's going to keep going higher. How do you get to a stage where you remove that sort of where you remove that emotional bias that you have? You know, what could we tell these people here today to get them to take profits at resistance levels, because that's what tends to happen in crypto. What tends to happen now is people, they might buy support and they might get a
Yes.
fantastic entry, but then what happens is it gets to resistance and they don't take profit. They may even have the levels marked out, but they don't take profit. They say, okay, well, now it's at resistance. If it just breaks above here and shows some bullish price action, it's going to keep going higher anyway, so I'm going to wait. What would you
Mhm.
suggest? What would you advise for that?
I must honestly say, NJ, the problem that I personally had always was and still is that I take profit early. So when I buy support, my main problem is that I take profit early, brother. So I don't wait until the price goes back up to the highs. So what I do is, hold on, brother,
Yeah, no problem, no
I'm
problem.
sharing my
So,
screen.
yeah, so when you share your screen, if you click on the application, so I'll tell you what you do. If you click on share screen, it will give you two options. It will say your entire screen or application window. So if you go to application window and just click on the trading view tab, you should be able to share just the trading view itself. Then you can do whatever you want on your machine, and people will only see the trading view tab. Does that make
Is
sense?
yes, yes. Is this okay right now? Do you see only my trading view or do you see more?
No, we see more. We see more. I've removed it for now, but when you click on the share option, if you go to application window, then
Yes.
just click on the trading view tab. So if you have a separate Chrome tab with
Ah,
just
okay. I got it.
exactly,
All
yeah,
right.
exactly, yeah, exactly.
Like
So
this, right?
I'll bring that back up. Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect.
Okay. So what I do personally is I don't know how people hold up to resistance and still don't take profit. I personally struggle to hold up to that resistance, brother. So what I do is if I buy here, for example, I take profit here, because this is potentially the price might sweep some highs here. and might retrace then, right? And what I also do is when the price comes up to these highs, I take profit. And that's it. I do not hold until the price goes, I don't know, like, I am not hoping for a breakout and, you know, I don't know. That's my personal problem that I have and that I still have up to today. But that's maybe because I'm a short-term trader. When I buy here, I expect the price to go up to a certain level, and I take profit on the way up. I take profit here at the halfway, and then at the highs, I'm mostly completely out. So what I can then do is I can buy back again at support. And this is the best case for me personally. Sometimes I even buy support and I sell immediately, brother.
Yeah, no, I totally
And
see that.
And that, brother, is the same emotional issue like people who hold, because people who hold um, at resistance have the same emotional problem. The greed comes also from fear. These people fear to miss out profit, right? So greed is also a product of fear. And my personal problem is I take profit because I don't want to risk that the price comes back down. So I secure my profit, right? And that is also emotional issue that comes from fear. I fear that the profit that I made gets lost. I give it back. So that's why I take profit. But I think what I do is certainly it's better than people who hold and then lose their profits. So taking profits, especially in bear markets, is a must. And how to overcome that, the only thing is practice, brother. Practice, practice, practice. So you learn TA and you learn the risk management. And I tell everyone honestly, because everyone says this, everyone says, learn risk management, follow risk management with discipline, right? But many people struggle with that. And I can confirm that's the only way to be profitable over time. If you don't, with strict discipline, follow risk management, you cannot be profitable over a longer period of time.
I see. I see. It makes complete sense. It makes complete
Yeah,
sense. And through that we can see, you mentioned one or two things there that I've caught on immediately. You said something, you said short-term trader, right? So
exactly.
what would you say, how would we be able to identify, out of all of us here, how would we be able to identify if we're a short-term trader or if we're a long-term trader? What's the difference between a short-term trader and a long-term trader, and how does one be better than the other? So for instance, for me, I'll give an example. I can trade the short term as well, but
Mhm.
i prefer I prefer bull markets. I much prefer bull markets. I like looking at a project. I like being able to chart it to understand the direction that Bitcoin or Ethereum is going in. And then I use fundamentals behind that project. If I know that Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing well and they're holding, they're in an uptrend, they're looking healthy, I know that the project, my favorite projects anyway, will have a chance of doing a good 50 to 100x, right? Depending on the market conditions. Now,
Exactly.
I know that sounds a bit absurd to most people that may watch this. That does sound a bit absurd. But I mean, Muro, you've seen it yourself, right? In the last two bull markets that we've had, 100x was a meme because it was possible, right?
Oh, definitely, man. 1000x even. I mean, 100x was the
Bro,
standard.
Floki for me did nearly 800x.
MashaAllah,
Yeah,
brother.
mashallah, it did nearly 800x. So, for me, that's how it is for me. But then you've got short-term traders. So, how would you do you need a different mindset to be a short-term trader? What do you need to be a short-term trader?
So it depends. Definitely depends from person to person. Everyone has to find out for himself how much time he has, what type of routine he can get to work for him personally. So I was the type of trader who, I had a full-time job. I came home, I had a few hours, I checked the charts, and I, planned my trades that I want to hold for like 1 or 2 days maximum. And I did plan that trade. I did prepare myself for that trade. You know, I made a plan. I made a plan for that trade. So then the only problem that I had was to follow my plan that I have made. So not take immediately profit, hold to a certain level where I want to take profit. And what helps with that is to check how much profit you will make if the price goes to your target level. If you see how much profit you will have when the price reaches your initial target, that's in most cases that's a big amount. So the only thing that you have to do is hold for that target to get that big reward. If you take profit, brother, after a little move, that makes a huge difference, a big difference. Even if you take profit on the halfway, that makes a big difference. So the reason why I became a short-term trader is because of the time that I had, and I found that this works for me personally. It took a long time to be profitable. Of course, it didn't happen overnight. But brother, just like in the real world, every person is different. So what works for me might not work for most people. Other people might be good intraday traders, scalp traders.
Yep.
It all depends on their time, how much time they have. If you don't have kids, if you only work part-time and have a lot of time, you can try to trade intraday, take a couple of trades per day. And if you follow the risk management, you will find out if that works for you or not. And if you have less time, you certainly will try to be a swing trader. So a trader who watches the price, but only takes, trades each few days, like buying here, trying to sell resistance, and then waiting for the price to come back to the support. Exactly as I had described at the beginning, just buy at those levels. And this is certainly not easy. Everyone has to practice that. But this is how you find out, brother. Practice, practice, practice. It's the only way. You can learn TA by watching videos. You can learn risk management. You can learn all that stuff. It's no problem. You can learn that. Some people learn fast even. You can learn that in a few months, maybe in like 2 months. You can learn all that stuff. But without practice, you will never find out, because exactly as you said, NJ, the emotional part is the most difficult one. And that you can only get to work if you practice. The first step for me personally, after I started to trade with these methods, TA and the risk management, the first thing was to stop losing. So I became a trader who didn't lose. And that was already a big, how should I say, big achievement. I was not losing. Over a longer period of time, I found myself, I made some profit and I gave it back. Then I made some profit and I gave it back. I was at the same level all the time. So, like 3 steps forward, but then I lost the trade, 3 steps back again. So what I then had to do was fine tuning. I thought to myself, okay, I have this amount of win rate, and I have to take these trades, these type of trades, to be profitable. So I made a bit fine tuning there. You know what I'm saying, brother?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I totally agree with you. Just a quick one, while we have everybody in the chat. Please, guys, make sure that you guys are liking the chat, liking the video. We are at 160 people here in the chat. We only have, I think, 60 or 70 likes. Let's get those likes to 100 likes. Muro is doing a madness for us. All right, Muro, thank you so much for everything that you've been talking about so far. There is a lot to learn. I know for certain that I'm going to be watching this video back. Could you tell us a little bit about what you think is happening with Bitcoin now? What would you be doing for Bitcoin now? Do you think we have room to the upside or room to the downside?
In the past month, I have been saying that the main trend is down, and that I expect Bitcoin to go down, brother. Certainly I had expected these lows to get taken out. And that the price then, takes these lows out, and then maybe, I was looking for a new accumulation pattern after that. But I changed my mind. as I had shared on Twitter, I changed my mind because this actually is an accumulation pattern. Even if it looks bearish, I must honestly say, brother, this looks bearish. This does not look very good at all, but it's most of the times it is like that. You don't have perfect bullish patterns like here every time. So we had a 3-tap here, right?
Yeah.
Here last summer we had a 3-tap. It was more obvious. And here also we had a 3-tap during the bear market. Like, yeah, this was a 3-tap. Look at this. This was obvious. This was easy. And this is what I had shared on Twitter as well. I had predicted this whole move and suggested to buy Bitcoin here. So this was all easy. It looked bullish, but now we're in a bear market. And what we can assume is that the bottom consolidation might not look that bullish. It might, with a most likely even look bearish, so that most people don't get in. So this is what I'm trying to long, brother. This is what I bought here. Of course, I took profit. I also suggested to take profit, but let me show you something.
For sure. Please go
Show you,
ahead.
brother.
It's that three touch thing. I didn't actually quite notice that, but it's kind of cool that you pinpointed that out to me. I'm gonna look at that one after the stream.
Yeah, imagine big guys are buying, brother. They bought here, they bought here. So they have, they had enough opportunities to accumulate. They could have bought here, they could have bought here, and they certainly did. But imagine they still keep some of their position. They took some profit here, but imagine they added here, and they are in massive longs. That can be possible. We don't know that yet. But assuming they are, so I did long here. So assuming they are, they will try to defend this level, right? Because they don't want the price to get below their entry, right? If you buy somewhere and if you want to price to go to one direction, what you do is you defend your buy level, and you do that by adding some more trades from the perspective of a big trader. So I shared on that I expect the price to calm down into this zone of demand, maybe here, this rally-based rally zone, and we have some consolidation lows here as well, and they have been swept yesterday, brother. They have been swept
Okay.
yesterday.
Yes. Very interesting. Very interesting.
So liquidity there has been. I mean, no, sorry. This is not actually a level where liquidity had to be taken, because that
Yeah.
already
It would
means
be below. It would be below for sure. For
yeah,
sure.
but what this is you have a breaker set up there. So people who don't know what a breaker is, it's a certain type of pattern, that PA traders use. But what PA traders then do is they put their stop below this level, even if it's not important from a liquidity perspective anymore. What these traders do is they put their stop below that level. So some traders have been stopped out here on this move. Okay, some experienced traders have been stopped out here. Also, brother, we have a little bullish diff, so it doesn't mean too much, but it is a bullish divergence, alleged ones. So we count less than 14 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe. Less than 14 candles, because I always say this: if you look for divergences, bullish or bearish divergences on the RSI, or hidden bullish dips or hidden bearish dips, you should never count more than, if you have the RSI 14 settings, 14, you should not count more than 14 candles, because that's not
Okay.
legitimate.
Yes, it makes sense. It makes sense. So what Muro is saying here is, if you're using the RSI indicator to help fuel your trading, then depending on what setting that you have on the RSI, say for instance you're using the if you've got the RSI configured to 14, then
Yeah,
whenever you're looking at candlesticks, you shouldn't be looking at more than 14 candlesticks if you're using the RSI at the 14. Is that what you're saying, Muro?
exactly, brother.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So we have a little bullish div. It doesn't mean anything. Price can maybe, according to that bullish div, it might just pump a little bit, and I think the price held up. So this might even be it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the price will definitely go up here. It doesn't look too bullish. Hold on, brother. Let me check something. So, yeah, if you look at this like a bear flag,
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
agree.
see it. I see it. I mean, there's so many reasons right now to be bearish on crypto,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, now that you're showing it to us on the chart as well, it's one of those things, you know. It's one of those things. I mean, this is short term trade. This is short term price action. Say for instance we were to tap that demand zone, right? If we were
exactly.
to tap this demand zone, how high? I mean, do you think we could go? Even if we was to tap it, it doesn't look like we can go that much higher. I mean, I can make arguments. I can make high arguments for higher prices in terms of 24K, 25K. I can make arguments for all of those, but the realistic scenario, it's difficult to sort of it's difficult to find it, you know, in my opinion.
Definitely, it's not easy. We have resistance right above us. Um, and this downtrend, trend line is
Yeah,
obvious.
I like this trend line. I like this trend line. Out of
Yeah,
interest, how low do you think we could go? You know, there are a lot of what we're looking at, you know, a lot of people who come on the show and stuff, and me, myself, I've kind of got the idea that the low for Bitcoin will probably be around 10 to 12K, maybe a little bit lower
okay,
as wicks. But
okay.
how low do you think Bitcoin could potentially go looking at this sort of time frame here?
I agree to you, brother. 12K.
Yeah, 12K. 12K looks like a good place to sort of start accumulation, in my opinion. Now, if Bitcoin was to go to around 12K, what do you think that would create in terms of the altcoin market?
If Bitcoin would go to 12K, which
Yeah,
is yeah, quite a bit here from here. Let's check.
it's like an
Let
80% drop from here, something like that. Oh,
let's check.
40. All right, well, close
Yeah,
enough.
40%. I mean, altcoins are already wrecked, most of them. So when Bitcoin drops 40%, and altcoins are already wrecked at the moment, yes, they will likely get wrecked a bit more, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, for
No
sure.
damn way.
For sure they will be. But you know, at the same time, at the very same time, if we're talking about altcoins being wrecked, then you know, to some degree, and it's not for certain, but for some degree, if they get wrecked, then it could be presented as a potential buying opportunity, right?
Definitely, brother. Um,
Potential. I mean, obviously, you'd have to be patient. You'd have to be a very, very patient buyer. I think that if we were to dump to 10K or 12K, I don't think we're going to dump and then just shoot to 100K. I don't think it's going to work like that. I think we need a lot of sideways price action. At the same time, you know, if you're willing to wait for a year or 2 years or something like that, then it might be considered a potential buying opportunity. So, you know, based on that, what do you think of Bitcoin and Ethereum as potential buying opportunities? Maybe even, you know, I'm bullish on Solana for the next cycle. I really am. Do you think that there are any sort of altcoins? I mean, you don't have to answer this, but do you think there are any altcoins on your list that you might be looking at for potentially the next cycle that might pop? Solana, Matic, anything like that potentially?
I definitely agree to you that Solana has a strong community behind it, man. With FTX supporting Solana with all they have, definitely Solana is a good one. Other than that, brother, I have always been more the Bitcoin maxi type, not the ultra hardcore maxi, but I'm a Bitcoin guy, brother. I think if Bitcoin is bullish, then the rest of the market will be bullish. And there will always be new type of coins that are hyped at that certain moment. At that, it can be everything. I mean, nobody, maybe, okay, not nobody. Some people probably expected it, but I personally never had thought that coins like Mana, the old school coins like Mana, would do 1000x or whatever they did, because some people would hype up the GameFi stuff. But it happened. Metaverse stuff became hype at some point, and all those coins made 100x's. Uh, AXS, the coin AXS, I suggested that one when it got listed on Binance. I told people, yo, look, this one here listed, it's not even up 2x from IEO price. But bro, I never expected that it would do 1000x.
Well, do you know the thing is when it comes to hold on, let me just see if I can right, like this. Yeah. So when it comes to different sort of sectors within crypto, each sector has its own sort of promise. And the way that I see it is, if we're going to compare cryptocurrency to traditional markets, right? The way
Yes.
that I would compare it to traditional markets is, whenever a project is launching to the market, what benefit does it have to crypto? So for instance, in terms of metaverse,
Yeah.
the reason that I think that metaverse will do well, especially in the next cycle, is for the same reason that I used to play RuneScape when I was a child, or I used to play World of Warcraft or Habbo Hotel. And I used
Cool.
to log on to these games, and I used to have a different personality on these games. It's kind of like Twitter in a way, On Twitter, you've kind of sort of got a bit of a mask. You've got a voice that you can use, you can express your opinions, you can express the way that you feel and you think, and at the same time you're doing it without the consequence of having to expose yourself,
I
you
get that.
know so think of it like the Matrix. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And
Definitely.
the metaverse is a good way to escape from the real world. And if you tokenize that,
Mhm.
and you have a token that is being used for this game, you've got a token that you need in order to play this game or something like that, suddenly you've got a money making machine. And I think that's one of the reasons that the metaverse will do well, because if you think about it, AXS, right, as well as it did in the last cycle, it was a project that was very, very basic in terms of the GameFi perspective, right?
Mhm.
I think that in the next cycle, they're going to, not them specifically, but whoever the new developers will be, I think for the next cycle, the gaming sort of sector for crypto will become more advanced. Take the NFT sector, for example, right? At the moment, NFTs, we're using pictures. All right, we're using it as profile pictures, we're using it to hold it. But what if we started using NFTs as a way of verification? Like, if NFTs are one for one, then we could have a one for one NFT passport, a one for one NFT birth certificate, a one for one NFT driver's license. You know what
Mhm.
I mean?
A lot of
Suddenly,
issue. Yeah.
do you see what I mean? Suddenly, NFTs come to the real world and there's a real use case for it. So, NFTs have a place in crypto, gaming has a place in crypto, layer ones, layer twos, anything for staking, DeFi. And I'm not sure which ones are going to be the biggest ones in the next cycle, but it's an interesting subject that I want to start having more as we get closer to that Bitcoin halving, as we get closer to the next cycle. It's a conversation I'm definitely going to want to have more with people in terms of what altcoins will survive. I'll give you an example. One altcoin that people are really bullish on is PYR. PYR is a gaming token, you know
Yes. That will
but
came out.
why is PYR so bullish? You know what I mean? It's a gaming token, and I think that
Mhm.
games will be better in the next cycle. But it just goes to show that games right now, especially within crypto, they do have their place. So I mean, and even meme coins, Muro, even meme coins, right? Meme
Mhm.
coins go wild. Did you get any of the meme coins in the last cycle?
Yes.
You played?
Yes.
Did you play any
Yes.
of the meme coins? So I played Floki. I played a bit of Kiba. MRI was a really good one.
I
MRI
had
was a
Kiba.
fantastic
I had
one.
Kiba. I had MRI. I had Floki too, brother.
Mm.
But yeah, but only short-term trade for Floki. The other ones I bought a bit early. Like Kiba, I bought early. It made like 10x or so. I had
I
shared it on Twitter as well.
Amazing, amazing. I thought Kiba
Um,
would have gone a lot higher, to be honest. I'm surprised it topped out when it did, but I guess it was the market. The
the
market
market,
was the market.
yeah.
We were already technically in a bear market. Just many of us didn't really know it at the time. You know.
Mhm.
What do you think about this Ethereum stuff then? If I just bring your chart back up, Ethereum, excuse me, the $1,700 level for Ethereum was a very important level for me, and it looks like we've lost that again now.
Yeah, brother. So let me open up some support resistance levels here. Some obvious ones.
Just while Muro's looking at Ethereum, I just wanted to say a quick shout out to everybody in the chat. We just hit over 100 likes. Thank you very much for all your support and your kind words in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe the video. Leave your comments in the chat. They will get seen at some stage. We really appreciate and you help get the NJ show to 5K likes and subscribes.
Exactly. Everyone, make sure to subscribe to NJ's channel. Yeah, make sure to subscribe to NJ's YouTube channel, like this video. And also, if you want to learn more about supply and demand, you can check my YouTube as well. And definitely also subscribe to Trader SZ's channel. Trader SZ is a trader who's really trading, you know, not like me, who's a opportunity trader. I tell people always, I'm not a full-time trader. You know, I have a kid that I spend a lot of time with. You know, I'm not at the screens all the time. So when I look at real traders like Trader SZ, I imagine him having like a few screens. You
Yeah.
know, I cannot imagine him any different because he's sharing all that content, you know, also traditional markets that he's sharing. So I can certainly say he's a real trader. So I'm personally not a trader like, thank you, SZ. I'm not a trader that spends a lot of time at the screen, but I'm an opportunity trader. If I see a chance that Bitcoin goes up like 10% or 20%, brother NJ, let me tell you, that is an opportunity for me personally. So what I do is I prepare myself for that move. Okay, let me show you what I mean real quick on Bitcoin. I prepare myself for that move. Let's remove everything here. And this is for people who don't day trade. Okay, this is for people who don't day trade. If I expect a 10% move on Bitcoin, like here, and you are not a day trader, okay, so what you might want to do is take the most out of this move as you can, okay? And let me open the risk to reward tool real quick. So what you see here, brother, is a pin bar candle, and I have explained pin bar candles, you know, how to trade them. So let me show you real quick. Pin bar candle is a reversal candle, brother.
For sure, for sure. I mean, I'm learning just like everybody else in the chat is right now. This is a sexy one-to-one with Brother Muro.
Yes, yes. A pin bar candle is a reversal pattern, just like a bullish engulfing pattern, you know. And if you have confluence with a support level like here, it swept these lows here, right? And I mean, even this one, it swept this major low here, you know, brother. And then it formed a bullish pin bar candle. And if you know how I trade bullish pin bar candles, you can check that on YouTube. Then what you want to do is you want to take this trade with the maximum potential, then you can take it. So you can even, hold on. So you check how much the stop loss is. If you enter here, it is 1%, brother. You have a really tight entry here. And assuming you are targeting these highs, what I did, so I did target these highs right from the beginning. So that's almost 20% move. Okay, brother? So this means you can go all in spot. You can go all in because your stop loss is really tight. You would only lose 1%, which is acceptable. You know, traders risk 1 or 2% per trade, right?
Agreed, agreed.
So you can go basically all in this trade, brother. All in spot.
Simply because you're risking that 1%. You're maintaining that 1% risk. I
yes,
see,
brother.
I see.
And you are gaining almost a 20%. Yeah, actually 20% account gain in just like 2 days, 1 or 2 days with this move.
Fantastic.
And this is crazy. If you imagine, you know, some people might want to risk more. They use a 2 or 3x leverage, risking maybe a bit more than 1 or 2%. They are risking then 5%, right? So let's say the stop loss is 1%, brother. You have a really good entry here. So then if you use a 5x leverage, you are risking
doubling your account. You're literally doubling your account for a 5% risk.
Exactly. You are doubling your account. This is for people who maybe have less capital, who don't have the patience to take 1% trades. You know, they might want to risk a bit more. And if they see a chance that Bitcoin goes up 10% or 20%, what they can do is risk a bit more. Of course, this is not an advice that I would give in general to risk more than 1%, brother. because you have less bullets, right? You have less bullets. But
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
this is basically it, brother. If you see a chance that the price makes 10 or 20% and your stop loss is tight as 1%, you can go all in and increase your account balance like 10 or 20%. This is something that don't even, day traders make in a month of intraday scalping all the time, They don't even get that gain sometimes in 1 month to increase their account balance by 10 or 20%. So,
Bro, honestly, do you know what? Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. There is a lot of traders on Twitter right now who excuse me, they claim to be trading a lot, but if I was to bring any of them on the show, they wouldn't be able to give me the examples that you're giving right now. And this is why people respect Trader XO and Trader SC so much, because when they're trading, they're putting their balls on the line. And that's the difference between sort of some of the traders that I know who actually trade and some of the others who just mark out plans. You get a lot
yeah,
of people who just mark out a wide variety of plans. They'll mark out 5 different scenarios. One goes to plan, they'll take that plan and post it and say, look, see, I told you this is what was going to happen. But having you on the show is a very refreshing perspective, because you're saying, look, these lows were swept, and because these lows were swept, I looked to see what my invalidation was. I found my invalidation. I noticed that it was 1%, it was 2%. I weighed that against my account. I can afford to risk 1%. I can afford to risk 2%. It's a high conviction trade. Therefore, I know I can do X, Y, and Z. And that's a fantastic way of putting it. I know for a fact that the people who joined today have learned at least 2 or 3 things. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um,
I'm glad. I'm glad
how
if
much
I
time?
can
How
help.
much time have we got, Muro? Have I got you for a little bit longer? Have I got you for a little while longer, or do you have to go anytime
Yes,
soon?
yes. I have time, brother. I have taken myself some
Perfect,
time.
perfect. So, do you know what? I'm going to be a little bit cheeky, if you don't mind me. If you don't mind, I'm going to
Sure,
see if
no
we can
problem.
take maybe 1 or 2 altcoin chart requests. Would that be okay with you?
Sure, no
Yeah.
problem.
Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. So, Big Bro Muro is going to chart 1 or 2 altcoins for us now. Um, let us know in the chat right now. You should be liking the video. You should be subscribing to the content. Make sure you're following Muro on Twitter. Make sure you're following Muro's YouTube channel. Muro, do me a favor if you don't mind, bro. I'm gonna hide your screen for a second. Can you please bring up your Twitter channel and please bring up your YouTube channel, and let's share it to these lovely people as well. And in the interim, let us know in the chat what altcoin we should chart. Now, I'm going to be looking at the altcoin that gets the most sort of mentions. So we've only got one altcoin in the chat right now. Let's get a good 20, 30 comments in for which altcoins we should chart. And in the meantime, let's take a look at Muro's channels. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to this content too. Bottom right hand corner, it takes a second to subscribe to the channel. Help us get to 5K subscribers. And in the meantime, let's have a quick look at Muro's Twitter and Muro's YouTube channel.
Yo, can you see my screen right now?
Yes, sir. Yes, we can.
Okay, this is my Twitter. Basically, at Muro Crypto is my Twitter. Then also I have the link to my YouTube channel, which I have left like a zombie town recently. I didn't share a lot of stuff. So basically, most of the stuff is like 2 years old. But, and somebody also just asked in the chat, Muro, when are you going to live stream again? I have some news. I am moving to another house, brother. And this is also why I haven't been much active recently. I am moving to a house where I have a bit more place for myself, where I can make a bigger setup with a few screens. I will have my own flat there. And what I plan to do is definitely produce more content, and also start day trading again, which I haven't done like for 2 years. So I did day trading for a while, brother, but I haven't been doing that since the bull market and since all the vacation stuff that I did. I was again in Turkey a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
am again going to Turkey next week. So I have been doing a lot of vacation stuff, buying real estates and moving around. But end of this year in December, I will have moved into my new house, hopefully. from where
Bro,
I've
congratulations. That's a fantastic that's a really nice piece of news that you've just shared with all of us here. So a
yeah,
massive congratulations to you, man. That really good to hear,
thank
bro.
you.
Really good to hear. So I
Yeah.
guess we will be seeing you back on YouTube soon.
Yes, definitely. And hopefully we do more collabs together, more
Ye-
streams together, and
Oh,
also speak
definitely, man.
about.
So one of the questions that I ask, and I usually ask it at the end of the show, but you've brought it up now. I usually ask this at the end, but I say, will you be back on the NJ show? And I usually wait till right at the end of the episode, and then the guest will say, but you've already said it here. So Muro, will you be back on the NJ show, bro?
1000%.
1,000%. So make sure you guys are liking the content. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the content, because
Right.
Muro will be back to talk more about Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, and more about his perspectives on the market.
Hopefully in the bull market soon.
Oh, dude, we are going to crush this bull market. And not just me and you, but all the lovely people that are in here as well. These
Yes.
people who are in here, we've got a very fantastic community here on the NJ show, and it's forever growing. We've got good comments, we've got good energy. These people here, they really want to make it, and they really want to be part of the next bull market. So, whilst we've got our voices out there, Muro, whilst we've got this platform to stream, let's 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 help them. Let's make it happen for everyone.
Inshallah, brother.
Inshallah
Hopefully.
khair, inshallah khair. And for those of you who have to leave, I can see some comments for people that have to go. Don't worry, this will be a recorded episode. We've got playlists on the show as well that show special guests, so you'll be able to watch this recorded as well for future use as well. Very educational. Muro, so we've got two we can pick two of these altcoins, right? We've got Solana, Pyr, Matic, and Rune. Which ones would you like? I'll share them in the little private chat. You can pick which ones that you want to chart, but just bear with
Mhm.
me. Let me just
So what is the most wanted here? Let me check. Atom, people say Atom, PYR. I think PYR will be fine even in the bear market because it has a strong community. It's a low market cap. So I don't think there's actually need to chart that one. If you are truly bullish on that coin, you have to just accumulate it and hold it throughout the bear market. And once things look better, it will most likely perform because it has a low market cap, I think, right? Um, yeah. So no need to chart.
awesome. Pick whichever you want, bro. Pick whichever you want. At the end of the
Yeah,
day, it's a big favor from you. We get to see your perspectives on what you think is going to happen and stuff. Pick whichever one that you want.
first look at Ethereum then. I have
Okay,
seen people want
totally,
to see
totally. I'll
Ethereum.
let you take the stand, bro. Let you take the stand.
So can you see my screen right now?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me go to full screen real quick. Oh, I was already. What you see here is the Ethereum BTC chart, guys. Okay. And Ethereum BTC, don't need to talk about the past too much. We had this main diagonal here. Price broke down there, turned bearish, but it found support here on this support level, which was also the weekly 200 EMA. That nice confluence on the support level, the weekly 200, and it bounced up there. It bounced, came up to resistance again. This is a major level of resistance here. Previously, it was resistance. And what we have right now is a three tap pattern. You see this, brother? One high, then a supply zone formed there after sweeping that high. So if you want, you can say this is a strong supply zone. Because why? A supply or demand zone is always stronger after it has swept another high. So when a price sweeps one high, a lot of orders came in here, and then those orders have been used to sell. Okay, these buy orders have been used to sell, and making this into a strong resistance supply zone. Price reached that level. Brother, price came into this resistance level and now certainly is retracing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what will be bullish on Ethereum is definitely if the price breaks this resistance. So as you already said, brother, 1700 is an important level, yes, but on the BTC pair, I would say it has to break this 85, 0.085 level for it to continue being bullish on the USD pair. So I think the BTC pair is still very important. As you can see, brother, it is an important pair that you have to consider when doing TA on Ethereum. It always was like that, and I am still old school. I still think the BTC pairs are important. So the 0.085 level for Ethereum is important, guys. And short term, let's look on the H4 time frame. The price is currently here on support. It came down to support. We have a bullish pin bar candle, so we might get a reaction here. If Bitcoin gets a reaction, we might get a reaction here. I will have to watch it more closely together with Bitcoin, because of course it depends a bit on Bitcoin too. But as I said earlier, Bitcoin might bounce here. And yes, if Bitcoin bounces here, I think Ethereum will too. So then we can target, at least for Bitcoin, brother, the upper 21 levels again. So here, minimum, I would target this level. And then if we don't get rejected, if we even break out, then we would be definitely bullish midterm. If we break out from that major downtrend, that major downtrend that we have like this. If price comes up to here, I would not be bullish, but if we break out and go higher, that would definitely be bullish for the market. So Ethereum definitely will be following Bitcoin, just like many other alts. Altcoins follow Ethereum, Ethereum follows BTC for the most. So I would not risk too much currently. Not for Ethereum and not for anything else.
You just said something super awesome there. So for everybody in the chat, this is a massive learning point as well, that brother Muro he said it so quickly, and it was so always remember, all right, and this is from the man himself, altcoins follow Ethereum and Ethereum follows Bitcoin. So if you're looking at Ethereum and you're looking at your altcoins just based on Ethereum, you've got to take Bitcoin into consideration as well, all right, because Bitcoin is the king, ETH is the queen, and all the altcoins, I'd say, are like, the generals, the soldiers, etc., etc., etc. Sorry, Muro, I just wanted to reiterate that.
No, that's exactly right. Correct. Thanks for saying it again, brother. Let me pick Solana. Real quick. Let me look at it real quick.
Awesome. Solana, I reckon, will do bits in the next cycle, bro. I really do. For me, Solana is like not the next Ethereum, but like, yes. I kind of feel like it wants to follow that sort of trajectory in the future, if they can continue building in this cycle.
Exactly. I think so too. And by looking at the chart, I think it pretty much follows like Ethereum and Bitcoin, right? It's not an outliner. I don't see it being an outliner here. Hold on. Let me check the BTC pair. Yeah, hold on. So we have a downtrend, some type of downtrend here, brother. And price is trying to break out here, honestly. It is really trying to break out.
Interesting. Very, very interesting on your take here for Solana. For me, it looks like it's got further room to the downside. I'm really interested to see what you have to say on this one.
Yeah, it's at resistance. It's definitely at resistance. If it doesn't break out here, it goes up to these highs again, then it certainly goes more down. And if you ask me, it looks bearish, yes, but most of the coins look always bearish, and
right before they pump.
Yeah, before they pump, people miss out then. But if I have to be honest, brother, I would also expect this one to go into this, at least into this demand zone here again. So to form a double bottom here. So it is easy to say that as long as we don't break out here and go to the upper direction, because we have resistance here, this is a resistance level, brother. And as long as we don't break out here, then I would target these highs. If we break out, I would target these highs. But as long as we are here below this level, then it makes more sense that it does a double bottom, at least into this demand zone.
Perfect.
So
That's an interesting take on Solana, Muro. That's a very, very interesting take. I like the way that you derive your support and resistance levels. Like I said, I'm going to be watching this video back too. I can see you're using some indicators here as well. I mean, I don't want you to give away too much, but do you think you could tell us maybe a little bit about these indicators that you're using?
I use MAs, brother, to see the trends better, the moving averages, the SMAs, and the EMAs. I have been doing this since I do TA, since like 5 years. And they help to see trends better and faster. And I have some videos about them on YouTube as well. So if anyone is interested in EMAs and how to trade them and so on, you can watch those videos. That are 2 videos. But I have to say, these MAs are lagging indicators. They follow the price. So I only use them for confluence. I don't base my trades on them. They are just for me to see faster when I, go through coins. I open up my indicators, like this, and I immediately see where resistance is, because usually you have to draw resistance levels and so on. But the EMA 200, yeah, brother, that one is mostly at some place where you have a support or resistance level. It's mostly like that because of the mathematical calculation behind them. Okay, so like here you see this EMA, right? EMA 200. It is at a resistance level. Yeah, that's basically it. If you want to learn more, I suggest to watch my videos about them.
So what we'll do, Muro, what we'll do is we'll take your after this stream ends, what we'll do is we'll get the link to your Twitter, we'll get the link to your YouTube, and we'll have that put in the description below, if that's all right. Yeah.
Yes, cool, brother.
That sounds like a good idea. Then, so what we'll do is, for those of you, if you're watching this recorded, check the links in the description below for Muro's YouTube and for Muro's Twitter. You definitely want to be following. I'm following already. It's helped me grow. It's helped me a lot. You've seen already on the show, SC respects Muro, and you know who SC is to us on this channel here as well. So make sure you're checking out. And for those who are watching live, thank you for tuning in live. We'll have the links in the description below later on, maybe in an hour or so. All right. Cheers.
Yo, NJ.
Yes, sir.
I have just opened up the Atom chart and I am surprised.
Okay.
I didn't check this one earlier, and I am surprised how bullish it looks. Honestly.
Okay. All right. Here we go. We got a bit of Atom. Let's go. What are you seeing for Atom, Muro?
It is definitely the most bullish coin that I have just recently seen. What I see here is a strong move, strong rally. The price is currently at resistance and consolidating at resistance. And for me, from my experience, it looks like it will continue higher. Just it makes for me personally no sense that it gets wrecked here. It really looks bullish to me from what I see right now. So what we have here is a supply zone. The price is currently consolidating below it. And you can draw it like this, a support level as well. So what I see, brother, is a consolidation right now here on Atom. So like this. Let me make this white. So I see a consolidation like this. And if we get some type of a flat top pattern here, like an ascending triangle, then this coin will most likely pop out at some point and continue to go higher. So like this. Just simple as that. It looks for me like that. So Atom looks bullish to me personally. Of course, Everything, again, guys, everything depends on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Currently, the market is not the best market. It's a bit uncertain. And for beginners, I suggest anyway to not lose money. Just keep your bullets, learn TA, watch videos, watch NJ stuff, watch Trader SZ's content, watch my content, and for especially for beginners, watch Kret's video content first. I know it's a bit too much content, and as that, not as that, Crypto Kret speaks a bit difficult English for people like me who are not English native language, brother.
Your
You know,
English is fantastic, bro.
yeah,
And just to add to what you're saying, um, this is one thing that I think that I would disagree with. It's not a lot. It's actually not a lot at all. I've spent every single day for the last maybe 6, 7 years now just focused on crypto. Every single day, there is a conversation about crypto, or there is something to learn, or there's something to do. If you're dedicated and if you really want to make it in this space, then do what Muro is saying. Put the time in, watch the videos, get involved, build a network. The importance of building a network in crypto is, I can't even begin to explain it. The more time you put into crypto now, the more you will be rewarded later on. What a lot of people don't understand, Muro, is this, right? When you go to work, let's say, for instance, you're going to a car wash, right? And you wash 20 cars in a day. At the end of the day, your boss comes up to you and he gives you, I don't know, 50 quid. He puts 50 pounds in your hands and says, here you go. You've washed this many cars today. Well done. Good job. All right. Now, with crypto, it's very different. With crypto, you put the work in. You might not see anything for a year. You might not see anything for 2 years. You might not even see anything for maybe 3 years. But your work will not go unnoticed. Your hard work and your endeavors, they will come back to you and you will be rewarded. I've seen 2 bull markets go past me. And in the 2017 bull market, guess what? I lost everything in 2018. Every single penny. All right. In
yes,
2021, I had learned enough between 2018 and 2021 to say, well, hang on a second. These were the mistakes that I made. This is what I'm not going to do anymore. And that's what changed my life. And I believe that everyone in this chat as well, everybody in this community can do the same thing. The reason being that I did it. If I can do it, you can do it. So listen to what Big Bro is saying. Big Bro Muro is too much alpha in this episode. Go ahead, Muro. Go ahead.
yeah. What I want to just suggest to people, especially to beginners who joined in 2021, is definitely, you guys, don't give up. Most of us, not only NJ, lost most of what we had and what we made in the bull market in 2017. We lost that in 2018. And personally, I was really, really not about the money. I wanted to. I can tell it here. I put 5K into crypto in 2017. 5K, euros. I put that into crypto, and a few months later, because the bull market ended, that money was 500 euro. 500 euro left. And let me tell you something. I never put money back into. I never deposited fiat into crypto again. Those 500 euros, because I was so focused on making that money back, because I couldn't take a loss. I'm the type of guy, it was not about the money for me, but the fact that I lose something which I like. Because I definitely realized I like this stuff. I like this trading and crypto stuff. So I thought to myself, I want to make this. I want to be profitable. I want to be successful with this. So those 500 euros that I had left from the 5K, brother, I have turned them into 50K in 2018.
Amazing.
You know what happened then? I got hacked, brother.
No.
Yeah, I got hacked and lost those almost all of that 50K. I lost that, and this is the reason why I explain this is because I want to suggest to everyone here, guys, make sure to have some security. Okay, that's very important. It's not because I'm a tech nerd. I had a Windows PC. I had a virus program, but the standard one, McAfee or whatever. But that's not enough. You have to be careful. Make sure to use that 2FA app when you log into your exchanges to Binance or whatever. Make sure to use that code on your phone that 2FA, Google Authenticator app, okay, and all that stuff. Security is important because you have your money there, right? Maybe some of you have your savings there, and you don't want to lose it because you click on one wrong file on Telegram or whatever, and some motherfucker and some, in some slums, who's living in some slums in some country, is hacking you and taking away all your files, all your coins from MetaMask and so on.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. It's just the way that you said it,
Yeah.
bro. The way that you said it.
Yeah, it's no problem. It was just a step back from me, but I made it again. I made it again. And in 2019, I was a good trader. And 2020, the bull market started. I have been bullish. I did long Bitcoin on Twitter. I had shared all that. Everyone knows how bullish I was. At the beginning of the bull market, I did long Bitcoin all the way up together with altcoins. So that made me quit my job from full time. I went into parental break. And this is what I want to tell people. If you have a job, that's not a bad thing. It gives you food on the table, right? And also it gives you the opportunity to invest into the market. So you don't have to rely only on one thing. If you rely only on crypto, you lose your money. What are you going to do? Are you going to beg people? Because some people beg to me in the DMs, please give me this money. I have no job. Brother, why don't you have a job? Go work. Life ain't easy. We all did work. You know what I'm saying? You don't get anything for free in life. You have to work your ass off, man. It's how it is. Nobody. I asked nobody to give me something. I didn't get anything for free. So people, make sure to do your best. If you have a job, that's not a bad thing. Go work, and with the free time you have, do your best. So that's it. Security. Don't be lazy. Work. Okay. If you have a job, that's not a bad thing. You might not quit your job immediately. It's not like your job, but
Bro,
maybe.
honestly, you're look, really and truly, I want to add to that. I know I was giggling all the way through, but I want to add to that. I was working. I had an IT job. I worked in IT for 12 years. I started as a help desk guy. I worked my ass off to become an infrastructure engineer. It took me 12 years before I could become an infrastructure engineer. And
Mashallah.
yeah, alhamdulillah, it was a journey, man. It took a lot of work to get to that level. And
Yes.
in 2021, January 2021, I quit my job. I quit my job after 12 years. My parents were fuming. My dad was stressed, bro. He was
I
like,
can
"Oh my
imagine.
god, how can you do that?" But I want to reiterate: if me and Muro can do it, what separates us from you guys? The only thing
Exactly.
that separates us from you guys is the time and the dedication we're putting into it. Really and truly, bro, tell them there's no difference between everybody in this chat and me and you. There's no
No.
difference. And the people who are joining the chat, who are listening to this content, you guys are doing the exact same thing we're doing, but in reverse. If we support your resistance, you know, for us,
Mhm.
we've come here to speak to you. You guys have come here to listen to us. So you're already starting. This is a good foundation, you know? Everything that Muro said has been on point. One more thing I want to add, Muro, and I'm asking, it's a question to you, but I know that you take your health very seriously. You focus on the gym, you focus on your diet. What would you say in terms of yeah, we see it, blood, we see it. We see it, G, we see it. Aslan, that's it. That's the word, right? Lion.
Yes.
Um so what would you say the importance of health is when doing these kind of things? When you're stuck in this trading world, which is a stressful world, when you're stuck in crypto, even in a bull market, you lose so much time and it's so
Mhm.
difficult to manage your time. For me in the bull market, I had no time to breathe. Sometimes
Mhm.
look, Liz is in this chat with me. She was with me in the last bull market as well. There were so many times we weren't even eating, bro. Whole day would go, we won't eat because we're consistently on this call, on that call, this trade, that trade. Maybe we've got 6 trades or 7 trades running simultaneously. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, what would you say the importance of health is, and what do you do? Do you have any routines, maybe for your gym and stuff that you use that you think that you should be telling these people, perhaps?
Yeah, brother, let me tell you like this. If you ask me what I regret in my life as somebody who's, above 35 years old, And I cannot say that I regret anything. Everything that I did in my life has made me that person who I am. All the bad things that I have been through, all the traumas, all the problems made me who I am actually right now. But there is one thing that I regret, definitely, and that is the long breaks that I have made in my workout. There was years where I did not work out at the gym. Those are years that I have missed. I could have been much better physique right now. So that is the only thing, if you ask me if I regret anything in my life, is that I didn't work out as good as I could. So yes, I try to do my best in doing my workouts. I have my training plan. My goal is not to be on stage like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I'm a man. You know, a man um, should have a certain strange. You know, should be able to have some yeah, strange, because you're a man, right? It is your duty to protect your loved ones when shit gets ugly. You know what I'm saying? You have to be a strong man. And I tell you one thing, you guys, strong body, a strong mind. So if your body is strong, then your mind will also be strong. So you will
Well
breathe
said.
better, you will have a better concentration, you will focus better because you train hard, your body is in good shape, you maybe eat healthier because you work out, and that will all lead to a better mind and better focus also in trading. And another bonus is, if you go to the gym, work out, you will always have that feeling of success. So even if you make a losing trade, you know that you go to the gym, work out, your biceps will be bigger. That's a moment of success. You know what I'm saying? You look in the mirror, you think, wow, I look better than 2 weeks ago. That's success. So having those moments of success is important in life to, to keep going, keep going. If
100%. 100%. Muro,
you never have success,
um,
brother, if you never have success, if you're just lazy, laying at home and doing nothing, you will feel like, oh, my life sucks, but that's normal because ain't doing anything, brother. Yeah,
100%. 100%. And, one last question that I've got for you is, and this is, I've saved this question right for the end because I know it's difficult for a lot of people to hear, right?
yeah,
But how long did it take you to get to where you are today? Because a lot of people, they join the crypto space, and the idea that they've got is they want to stop working next week. They want to become the best trader in 2 months, 3 months. They want setups and signals right now. You know, how long did it take you to get to where you are now in terms
yeah,
of
but
years?
I have been in crypto since mid 2017. We have mid 2020. It's 22. It's 5 years. Took me 5 years. And I told you that I quit my job like 2 years ago. So I was working for 3 years until I quit my job. And I didn't quit like, I didn't go to my boss and say, I quit my job, fuck you. No, it was not like that. First, what I did is I went to parental break. That was an option that I could do, right, for 1 year. And I have other options too. I could have go out for 1 year to educate myself further. So all you people, you maybe have other options. You don't have to quit fully, but you might switch to part-time at some point. If you see that you make some money in trading that will compensate if you go to part-time or whatever, then you might do that as a first step. And maybe after like 1 year or 2 year, if things go well, if you put in the work and discipline and dedication, you might be able to quit the job that you don't like. Because if you like your job, there's no reason to quit at all. But it takes work. It doesn't happen from, in overnight, guys. That's not realistic. You have to work. You have to do your best. That's it.
Agreed. But
But
one thing that we can both agree on is that it is worth it.
it's worth it. That's what I
It's
wanted to say.
freaking worth it. You know what, Muro? Before we wrap up the stream, I had dreams in my mind, bro. There were certain dreams that I wanted to accomplish so badly. And I've got one or two friends in the chat today that will be able to tell you these dreams were from long, long time ago. I wanted to get my dad the car that he always wanted, his dream car, you know? I
Yeah.
wanted to retire him. I didn't want him to work anymore. these 12-hour shifts, they weren't working for me, you know?
Yeah.
I wanted to get my mum to travel, you know? And so many times, bro, I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it, but I stuck with it. I
Mhm.
stuck with it. And I'm not any more special than anybody else in this chat room today, on this stream today. No one is better than the other person. But the hard work really freaking pays off, guys. I promise you, stick to what you're doing. Keep putting the work in, keep grinding, find your strengths, and inshallah, you will be successful. I mean it. I mean it.
Yeah, brother, I had seen you bought your father that car. I had seen that like a year ago or 2 years ago. I don't
Oh, it was the first
remember.
thing I did. It was the first
Respect,
thing I did, bro. Yeah, yeah,
brother.
yeah. No doubt. No
Respect,
doubt.
mashallah. And if
Yeah,
NJ
yeah.
can do it, you guys can do it too.
100%. If I could look, bro, if I can do it, you guys know me. You know, if I can do it, you guys can 100 do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. You know what I'm saying? So, look,
Right.
Muro, I want to say a massive, massive thank you for joining the show, bro. Really and truly, it has been an absolute pleasure and honor having you on here. The people in the chat, I'm really, really pleased for my community. They can always go back to this episode and watch it for educational content. They can always go back and see it for just to get a better mindset in terms of trading. It's a good wake up episode. And before we wrap up the stream, I'm going to ask it one more time anyway, just for these guys here. Will you be back on the NJ show?
I will be back on the NJ show soon.
Inshallah. Yes, yes, 100%. So you guys have heard it. Muro will be back on the NJ show. He will be back on soon. So make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing to the content. And we'll see you back on another episode of the NJ show very, very soon. Cheers, everyone. Have a lovely weekend. Muro, hold fire. I'll just be with you 1 second. Cheers, everyone. Have a fantastic, fantastic weekend. We'll see you on Monday for another episode of the NJ show.